guys, and welcome back to another All Heart video. Today I thought we would take just a little bit of a break from all of the things that are going on in our back house and our playroom and everything Montessori, because I needed to take the time to finally get to sprucing up my laundry room. Now, I mentioned way back when that I was going to be kind of giving it a little bit of a makeover, and I just had not had the time to do it. So today's the day. So because we have a galley kitchen, like our laundry room is at the very back. So I've given my kitchen a bit of a makeover. We still have a few things to do in here, but the eyesore is really back there and it just looks really, really stale. The white walls, the white trim around the windows, the white appliances. So I wanted to bring in a little bit of color, change the color of the trim around the windows, and then bring in some artwork and hopefully give it a little bit of a sprucing up. So I think anything that we do in that room is going to be an improvement from what it is now. But I hope you guys are ready to join me as we kind of tackle this laundry room. So the first thing I'm gonna do is wipe down the walls, wipe down all of the trim. I'm just going to be working on the back wall for now. And that is the wall that you see straight ahead. So I wanna work on that wall first and then see if I want to paint the rest of the laundry room. Most likely I will, but I just want to start on that focal wall first. And I also have to tape down the trim because the first thing that I am going to paint is going to be that trim. So let's get to work. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done my first coat, and I did the first coat in spray paint because I feel that with this type of like plastic material that surrounds my window frame, I didn't feel like the paint was going to adhere to it. So the spray paint is going to act as a bit of a bond and as a primer. So I just did one coat, and now I'm gonna go ahead and actually use the paint that I purchased. I'm gonna be using the same paint color that I used on my cabinetry in my kitchen, and it is called Black Tie by Sherwin-Williams. Now, I did have them customize the color because the original color was a bit too gray, and I wanted it to have that rich coloring behind it. So I wanted more of a brown red undertone. So make sure that when you are choosing black paints that you ask them exactly what colors make up the color that you're looking for. So when I first went into Sherwin-Williams, I was just, looking at the color swatches, and I was just gonna go ahead and, go with black tie and not even ask them what was in it. And then, kind of the artist behind me was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and ask and see what colors make up this black tie color. And so he said it was red, yellow, black, and white. Now, as soon as I heard that there was white in there, I was like, okay, let's go ahead and remove all of the white, because what the white is going to do is it's gonna give it a bit of a grayish undertone, and I did not want that at all. I wanted a rich black color with warm undertones. So always make sure that if you are going for black, that you ask what colors make up that black color that you are, kind of debating on getting. And hopefully that'll be enough to kind of steer you in the right direction. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the paint color over the primer that I used and around the trim. And let's see how it goes. Okay, so this is what it is looking like right now. Now, don't be scared when you guys are trying out black paint. I feel like every time that you always do like the first coat, even the second coat, it just looks a little bit of a disaster. But I am already liking this way, way more. It is just going to be so much more of a nice focal point. Okay, so I just finished giving it that final coat and it's been drying for just a couple minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the tape and see how it looks. So we are now working on this window, and I've already gone ahead and I taped it down and covered up the windows, because when you are using spray paint as a primer, the little spray droplets do fall everywhere. So just make sure to cover up the windows before you start to spray paint, and that's going to save you so much time. And you won't have to scrape off all of those little droplets. So, but I love how this one turned out. So I'm excited to see this one. Okay, so here we are back at it, day 2. I wanted to make sure that the window dried, and I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of retouch the spots that need retouching. Now, I had started painting last night, so as you can see, this is a little bit of a darker color compared to the original color. Now, as much as I love this color, and this is the color that I gave my fireplace, I've decided to just go back to the original white color. I just feel like it worked better. Now that I've kind of darkened up the windows, I feel like the lighter neutral wall would suit better in the space, especially because I still have to paint our cabinet that's in here, and that's going to be that same black color as the window trim. And I also have to paint the 2 doors that are in here, one which leads to our garage and one which leads to the patio. So I think that's gonna be enough dark in this space. And then I'm gonna warm it up with some like warm wood tones and golds and stuff like that. So let me go ahead to repainting this wall. I only got done with half of it, but that was more than enough for me to be like, okay, maybe this color's not gonna work out. So sometimes, you know, that's what happens. You want to try out a color first on the wall, see if you like it, and if you don't, you could just paint it. So let me go ahead and start painting that color back to that original white color that I had. All right. So I just finished giving the wall 1 coat. I am gonna have to do a second coat just because some areas are still kind of splotchy. So I am gonna do a second coat on that wall. Now, what I'm gonna work on while this dries a bit is the cabinet and the 2 doors. So I'm gonna go ahead and start painting those. So this has turned into a little bit bigger of a project than I thought, but I figured if I already have the paints out, might as well get it done. So let's get it done. So when you're painting cabinetry, a lot of times, like especially with my kitchen cupboards, I did remove all of the doors and do those separately. I'm not going to do that for this, seeing as it's just one cabinet. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint it. And plus, I have plenty of experience just painting my, all of the cabinetry in this house and past houses. So I think it'll be fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and get to work directly on this cabinet without removing any doors or anything. Make sure that before you guys start painting any surfaces that you've wiped everything down with like a wet cloth. Make sure that everything dries, and that when you're applying paint, apply it in very, very thin coats and then gradually build after they've dried, because you don't want any running of the paint or any clumping or anything like that. You want it to look nice and smooth. And especially for cabinetry, you want to use the smaller, thinner, more refined rollers, and that way you have a nice, even surface. Alright, you guys, so I finally finished painting this entire room. So everything is painted, everything is dry, and gosh, painting always takes longer than you think it will. Like, I seriously thought that this project would be done yesterday, and it's not. So here we are, 2 days for this project, but it is like the perfect weekend project. So if you have a small room that you want to update, get it done. So all of the paint is finally dry, the trim is finally dry, so I decided to do a little Target haul. Their decorations are just so good, especially like the Opal House and the Threshold. They are stepping up their game. I mean, I love everything that they've put out right now at Target. So if you haven't had a chance to go to Target, go. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to the fun part. I'm gonna start decorating, and then you will see when this room is finally finished. And this is it, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this little laundry makeover. Make sure to stay tuned for our updated Montessori room tour. I have transformed that room and I've just added so many very neat things. So make sure to stay tuned for that one. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe and remember to ring that notification bell so that you're updated on any upcoming videos. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you back here very, very soon.